So yeah, this was supposed to be my ActiveTrack and APAS 4.0 test of the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So let's see how we got here. Oh, and stick around until the end to see how my conversation with the bus driver went. Because yeah, we did talk. So today we're going to be testing out the brand new ActiveTrack and the APAS 4.0 on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. And I'm going to do all my talking on the bike today, so let's get started. Now, I already took some time to go ahead and select myself on the drone, and we're off. So hopefully it's still following me. I have my, my camera or my controller mounted onto my dash here. And so far so, it looks like it's doing great. Now, I just want to say I have not been on this path before, so we're going to be going on this adventure together. Now, I do want to give a quick shout out to my neighbor for letting me borrow this bike. Sorry, I had to take a quick look back, make sure the drone was still following me. This drone is really, really quiet. So, as I was saying, just want to give a quick shout out to my neighbor for letting me borrow his bike and letting us do this ActiveTrack test today. So we're also going to be testing out the battery life at the same time. I just want to see how long the drone flies for. We obviously lost a few minutes at the beginning of this flight just trying to get GPS signals and getting the recording and everything set up. But the main reason that the DJI Mini 3 Pro actually has ActiveTrack now is because of the new sensor. So there's that tri-directional avoidance that comes with the Mavic Mini 3 Pro. So it has sensors on the back, on the front, and at the bottom as well that'll let you avoid a bunch of things. And so far so, I'm really impressed. I'm impressed that the drone has been able to keep up with us. And we're coming up to a bit of a straighter area, so I'm gonna go just a tiny bit faster, see how the drone does, see if it can keep up with us. And yeah, not bad at all. Now, I do want to say that it is allergy season, and I'm very, very allergic to new grass, trees, basically nature and being outside. So I'm going to be sniffling a little bit, probably pausing here and there just to blow my nose. I got some Kleenexes in my pocket, so hope you guys don't mind. But yeah, through this first stretch of path, I think the ActiveTrack is doing fantastic. And how much flight time do we have left? So according to the controller, we have about 29 minutes of flight time left. That's really good. Now, like I said, I haven't been on this path before. So far so pretty easy. I would say the beginning was probably like the toughest part, just getting past that initial tree and those obstacles. But honestly, I'm really, really impressed. So far, it's actually going way better than my Mavic 3 ActiveTrack test, which I'm really, really surprised by. Also, if it feels like I'm a little bit out of breath while talking, it's because I haven't gone biking in years. It's actually why I don't own a bike and I had to borrow it from my neighbor. But yeah, this is a nice little trail. Now, I want to say I do live in Canada and it's still the springtime, so a lot of stray little branches. A lot of trees still don't have their leaves back yet. And it looks like we're entering a bit of a tougher part of the track here. So I'm just going to come to a quick stop so I can blow my nose. And the drone seems to have stopped pretty well as well. Let's get back on the bike and we're gonna get started again. Okay, so this part is a little bit tougher. I will be very impressed if the drone can keep up and not hit anything. So let's see what happens here. Just gonna keep an eye on it as I turn. And yeah, not bad at all. It handled that turn really, really well. Still following me, making its way around the branches and everything. So far I'm really impressed with APAS 4.0 on the DJI Mini 3 Pro. I was really not expecting this because like I said, during my Mavic 3 test, now I know if you watch the Mavic 3 test, you're gonna say it was a lot of branches, it was snowing, it was winter, and yeah, I totally agree, that was a much tougher test. But that drone has way more sensors and a much bigger camera. So for the DJI Mini 3 Pro, to be able to pull this off is really, really impressive. And honestly, this has been one of the features that's been lacking from the Mini series for a long time. We really wanted this feature and it's just not been there, and that's because of the sensors. So this is the first mini drone to actually have those sensors, and that's the whole reason that we're able to get this tracking right now. So it's definitely a welcomed addition because I know a lot of people who have wanted the Mini series, an affordable, easy access drone for beginners that doesn't need a license, and they really wanted ActiveTrack. It's honestly, oh, a dog barking there. But it's honestly one of the most requested features on any new drone coming out right now. A lot of people want it. So it's really great that DJI was able to include this. Now we're at about 75% of our battery remaining. So the battery is doing really, really good. It's saying I still have about 25 minutes of flight time. Hopefully I don't fill up my memory card before that happens. I don't remember if I emptied it or not before this dried. But yeah, it's very, very impressive for sure. Now we are coming to the end of this trail, it seems. So I think we're gonna be in some residential areas. So why don't we try flying through some streets and some neighborhoods, and then maybe we'll take the path back. Again, it's my first time coming through here. I've never been through here before. Just avoiding that. Just stopping to see where I want to go. It's also beeping at me quite rapidly because of that post. Why don't we make a little run through the street here, see if it keeps up. So I went around that sign, no problem. And yeah, it's still keeping up with me down the street. So I'm gonna go up ahead, probably turn right up on that street ahead and see where that takes us. I do think there's an option to rejoin the path somewhere. So maybe we'll do that, or maybe we'll just keep going down the street. All right, let's see how it deals this sharp turn right here. Wow, it's almost like it's like drifting around the corner. That is really, really impressive. The fact that it's been able to keep up. And yeah, we still have it following us. There's some trees and some poles on the street, but no big deal for the DJI Mini 3 Pro. It seems to be handling it perfectly fine. Now, we're gonna make a quick U-turn here, go back onto the trail, see how it does with that. And yeah, it's able to keep us framed perfectly. Still following. Oh, we got a bus coming up ahead. Seems to have actually hit the bus. It's too bad. Let's see what the bus driver here is saying. Oh, leave that. It's okay. It's okay. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, not sure how that happened. Really sorry.
Where did it land?
I think it hit somewhere on the top of the roof or somewhere. I think the car is fine.
All right, man.
Everything okay on your end? Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. Have a good one. So what does this mean? Is the ActiveTrack on the DJI Mini 3 Pro bad? No, not at all. I actually thought the ActiveTrack on this drone was fantastic. It worked really, really well, obviously up until the point where it crashed into the bus. And there's two main factors that I personally think that led to the crash. And a lot of people don't know this, but the first one being is that I'm actually flying this drone on the beta app. So it's not the final firmware that'll be on the drone when it ships. So during testing, not everything's final and a lot of things can go wrong, such as what you guys saw happen. So part of it could be potentially due to the firmware and the fact that I was flying on an unreleased app version for the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Now, secondly, ActiveTrack is designed to dodge, I don't want to say stationary objects, but objects that the drone is heading towards. So in this scenario, the bus was actually coming at the drone, and it's very likely that the sensors weren't able to process that movement at that speed coming towards the drone, so it wasn't able to really react in time and dodge or move up. In the video, you can see I'm actually trying to slow down on my bike because I think this might happen, and I just couldn't reach the sticks in time to try and elevate the drone and make it go higher so that it could dodge the bus. So unfortunately, it did end up running into the bus and crashing. But overall, I do think that the ActiveTrack on the DJI Mini 3 Pro is actually really, really good. I just unfortunately put it in a situation where I don't recommend anyone doing this, but it obviously put it in a situation where it was hard for it to succeed. I put it in a really, really tough situation. ActiveTrack is generally used to be, or supposed to be used in really wide open areas where it's pretty safe for the drone to just follow you, a lot like the path that we started off in when I was riding my bike. So that's kind of the area where it's mostly supposed to be used. But yeah, overall, I'm just bummed that we smashed the DJI Mini 3 Pro. So as you can see, the gimbal's like totally busted. Hopefully that focused. And also one of the arms is hanging off. So yeah, if you want to see more DJI Mini 3 Pro videos, tag DJI in the comments below. Maybe they'll send us another demo, hopefully. Let's see. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely leave a like, smash that thumbs up button, do the whole subscribe thing. That's all I have for this one. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, keep creating.